Yeah, it's a nice afternoon, so I'm taking Copper and Mickey for a walk. We've been around the meadow here one time, so they're starting to slow down a little bit. It's been a long time since they've gone on walks, so they don't have near as much energy as they had a few minutes ago. I had a nice recording going and then stepped off the edge of the sidewalk and wound up cutting the thing off instead of pausing it, so we're going to try it again. Come on, Mickey. Come on, bud. I'm trying to pay attention to the dogs and attention to the camera and keep track of what I'm trying to say. Kind of hard for an old man with only half a brain. Some folks got a one-track mind. I just got a monorail system. I didn't even get a full track. Just that single old monorail running up and down, rusted out, not functioning properly anymore. What was it like growing up in the 50s? Well, I was the youngest of 6. Mama told me once that if abortions had been available, I wouldn't be here because she already had too many mouths to feed. Well, thank you, Mom. I love you too. Fortunately, it wasn't, and I'm here. Hang on, I got to get them ropes tangled. Come on. Hey. He's over there getting into poison ivy. I got poison ivy last week. Not a bad case, but just enough to be annoying. We're going to have to... It's going to get annoying. We're going to do a twirl here. That undoes that. All right. So there's 8 of us. We had regular meals. None of us were fat, though. I can guarantee you that. We got plenty to eat, but we didn't get anything extra. Every day for supper, we'd have fried chicken, red beans, mashed potatoes, cornbread. And occasionally, we'd get light bread, white bread, from the supermarket. We called it light bread because it was light colored, I guess. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go again with the twirl. That's pretty much it every day for supper. Originally, my 2 older brothers would go down and find a chicken, catch one of the young roosters, and get to hatch it out and chop his head off, or if he was strong enough and big enough and knew how to do it, wring his neck. I never learned how to wring necks. And that would be taken back to the house. Mama would have water boiled. You dip the chicken in the water and that makes the feathers release. Then you take it back to her and she would then go through the butchering process. We'd have that chicken for supper. Place was 2.5 acres. We had about 1.5 acres for a cow and a calf. And the calf, if it's a bull calf, it'd eventually get butchered, and we'd have fresh beef for a day or 2. I like this speed. Me and Mickey's 9 now, I think, 8. He's about ready to get to walking my speed. Copper's 5 or 6. Maybe he's 7, maybe Mickey's 9, I don't know. Come on, get out of there. Right here is where I stepped off a minute ago. Got about a good 4-inch, 3-inch drop off there. About broke my leg. Where was I? Milk and bread, milk and butter. Nobody liked cheese, so we didn't make cheese. Mama said she knew how to make it, but nobody would eat it, so we didn't ever make cheese. Daddy was, hang on, got to spin again. There we go. Daddy was a member of a group that fought chickens, so he raised game roosters, and on Sundays, most Sundays, he'd go to Come on, Copper. He'd go to the cockfights. And he also got paid to be the referee. Got two fellows fighting their chickens, and then the referee keeps everything right and everybody settled down. So he made some money off of that. He'd also bet on chickens. He'd also bet on his own roosters, and when he won, he'd come home with money. Occasionally he'd come home with a couple $100. Then as kids, we found out that Daddy had a police record because he'd been caught once or twice fighting roosters, which is illegal. And he finally got either you give up fighting roosters or you go to jail. He had 6 kids to feed, so he couldn't afford to go to jail. Clothes. First store-bought shirt that I wore was like in 6th grade. Prior to that, Mama was a good sewer, seamstress, excuse me. So she made clothes. We'd get new blue jeans and new shoes at the first of the school year. Then for Christmas, you'd get a package of underwear and t-shirts and a package of socks. And those would last you until next Christmas. So then for Christmas, you'd also get one toy, and in your stocking, which was a sock, you'd get that ribbon candy that used to be popular at Christmas. Get a handful of that, and either an apple or an orange, and that was the only time of the year that we ever saw apples and oranges. We'd get peaches from the peach orchards down the road from us. Come on. So Christmas is always, we'd discuss ahead of time whether we're going to get apples or oranges. Apparently Mama listened, so got a heck of a wind come on, Mickey. That came out of nowhere. Hang on. Okay, here we go again. Hat is recovered, and we're back underway. But it was tough. Now, on the upside, we didn't realize how poor we were because, and now, as you can see, the wind has completely died down. That was just that one gust of wind, probably 25, 30 miles an hour. Talk about that one of these days. We weren't the poorest family in the neighborhood, so I never realized how poor we were. But our house didn't have central heat, didn't have air conditioning, didn't have, we had plumbing to the sink in the kitchen, but that was it. No indoor toilet, so you went outside to do business. It was tough. Occasionally you'd get to go to town. We'd go to Woolworth and I don't remember what the name of the other, like a 5 and dime store. Maybe that was it, 5 and dime store? I don't know. Anyway, lots of cheap stuff like the dollar stores now. You get to go in there and look at all the toys. You couldn't buy anything, but you could look at stuff while the women was doing whatever they did at town. I gotta sit down for a minute. Oh, Mickey, what do you think, buddy? Huh? What do you think, Copper? I think that's about all for today. Y'all have a good day. Oh, hit that like button. I'm getting 70 or 80, 100 views, which is not a lot, but it's impressed me because I'm just not that interesting. But no likes, so if you hit it, I'd appreciate it. Kind of makes me feel like y'all appreciate what I do here. Alrighty, y'all have a good day. Bye.